We've just spent just over 3 weeks in Scotland, and the only thing that actually let me down in the crafter was this Bullfinch water inlet. I bought this because I wanted a standard tap type connector to fill the cold water tank, fresh water tank. And the only thing I could find that you don't seem to be able to buy this type of fitting. I suppose you can, but I couldn't find a fitting like that, so I just could use a hose on one side and connect a bit of plumbing on the other side. The only thing I could find on the market was this Bullfinch inlet. Well, about the second or third time of using it, the damn thing jammed up. It wouldn't allow water flow. Now, it has it says on the label there, a pressure limiter. And I emailed them, tried to phone them, no answer. Emailed, just trying to find out if you could adjust it or take it apart or whatever. But they didn't get back to me, so I thought, sod it, I'll pull it apart, and if I break it, I'll break it, because it was jammed. It turns out that it's just threaded. You need a four-pronged device to hold it there. I may take up with some nails. And at the other end, you've got just a standard 12mm inlet for a bit of 12mm standard plumbing, push fit. I'd much rather to be honest, I wish I could have just bought something like that with a 15mm fitting on the back. That's what I wanted. Anyway, you have a stainless steel filter screen, a plastic fitting with a push-in valve or seal, a rubber grommet, a fitting that actually sits on top of the spring, ditto at the other end, and a rubber washer that acts as a seat. And I guess the way the thing's supposed to work is when this thing is in there, it just pushes in that hole there, water comes out there. If the pressure's too high, what happens if the pressure's too high? It pushes this bit back against the spring, and I haven't got a clue then what's supposed to happen, how it actually shuts water off. Totally baffled about how the thing works. Doesn't make any sense. All I can imagine is when I connected it to a hose, somehow this part perhaps got out of alignment and pushed against that rubber seal and stopped it from opening. I'm not sure, because I can't see anything wrong with the way this works, and I don't really understand how it restricts the pressure, because as the pressure increases, it's just pushing this back, and you would think that would allow more water through. Anyway, bloody stupid, because it made filling the tank, well, I ended up filling the tank through the overflow and just using this as an air outlet. The other thing that's interesting, it's got a stainless steel screen that goes on the inside. We've only used this in the van maybe a dozen times, and this was already quite mucky. So I am glad you can at least sort of disassemble it, but I'm going to leave this valve out, this seat out. I'm just going to take it out. I was thinking about taking all the guts out, but on looking at it, you actually need the pressure of the spring up against this plastic part here. Holds that in place. So if I didn't leave the spring and bits in, it wouldn't keep the screen in place. But, you know, overcomplicated. Maybe if you've got a situation where you could blow your tank up, the limiter may be useful, but in reality I just want to get water in the tank, and I've got a much bigger overflow that will allow the air pressure out of the tank anyway. So for me, this part's coming out, and then I won't have a problem again. But I thought I'd just share the innards of one of these things, because there's actually a lot more in here than I expected, and if somebody knows how this works, be interesting to hear. Anyway, thought you might like to say the innards of a Bullfinch water inlet point. 30 plus quid. As I said, all I wanted is one of those with a 15mm on the back or a 12mm, but you don't seem to buy something like that anywhere.